All right, welcome to the first video of the EOS Rebel T7 and how to use it. Here is this beauty of a camera, a DSLR camera. All right, we're going to start with how we hold the camera. You have to make sure it's always fully in your hand, okay? You never hold it by the lens. You always hold it at the bottom. When you use the camera, the strap always has to be around your neck. Always, always, always. For me, as a professional, I don't always have it around my neck. I twist it always around my hand and I hold it as so. So you want to have a firm grip of the camera, but you, as students, always have to have this wrapped around your neck. Okay, let's start with just the basics here. We have the lens, we have the camera body. This is the flash. This is the dial for the settings. This is the button to focus and take the pictures called the shutter release. This is a dial for different settings that we'll learn about later. The on-off switch. This is the display screen, which we'll get into in a little bit. There's my ring light. And we'll get to this in a second. But let's start with the basics, which is putting the battery in and the card in, okay? The card for the photos. Okay, so we open up the bottom by flipping the switch here and lifting it open, okay? You just flip it until it opens and you lift it up gently. Now this little kind of gray button here is what keeps the battery in place. So you just flip it open to the right and it pops right out. And then you just take it out like this. You see kind of those golden rectangles? And if you look inside the battery set, there's 3 metal pieces there that kind of line up with these middle pieces of the gold bars. And you slide it right in. You have to jiggle it just a little bit. Push it in until the gray button catches it. Flip it out to take it out. It's not going to fit this way, okay? It's not going to fit if you turn it around. So you never force it, okay? It should be an easy fit. Okay, so you get it fit right in, push it in until it gets stuck in there, and then that's how you take it out. You kind of want to hear a little bit of a clicking sound. Now to take out the memory card for all the pictures, all you have to do is this little card here, the SD card, you just press it in and it pops right out, okay? You press it in, it turns upside down. You push it until you hear a click. You hear that little click? And then you push it till it pops out. Okay, this is the SD card, 64 gigs. Now, just to let you know, it's not going to fit if you put it in the wrong way. So if you happen to fit it in the wrong way, it's not even going to let you put it in, okay? So you have to, it's going to go in nice and sleek. It goes in upside down, okay? Push it in till it clicks, and then it's in. So just try that a few times. You always want to make sure you have the memory card in the camera before you take the pictures, because the camera can actually take pictures without the memory card. But anyway, we'll get to that later. Let's close it till it snaps. Okay, so we have the on-off switch, okay? Also, I just want to make sure, by the way, that you always have, for the focus, the autofocus setting on and not the manual focus, okay? You always want to have the autofocus on for right now. And the lens that's on this camera right now is 18 to 55 millimeter lens. 18 is wide angle, 55 is 35 to 55 is normal, okay? So you change the width of your image, the 18 being the wide angle, almost like a fisheye, and 55 is a little bit of a telephoto. 35 millimeter, this is like your typical lens right here. Once you go to 24 and 18, that's a wide angle lens, okay? That's how you change the width of your frame. To take the lens cap off, you have to squeeze this little part of the lens to take it off. Never ever touch the lens. Please don't touch the lens, please, because that will make your pictures blurry. To get your, by the way, I have this lens cap holder, so it'll dangle, so you'll never lose it. To get the lens cap on, you don't just place it on like that. It falls right off, okay? So you have to place it on, and then you squeeze these inner pieces till it fits right onto the lens cap. It's a little, it does pop off sometimes. You just have to be mindful. So just experiment with putting the lens cap back on and see, sometimes it's a little bit weird sometimes. Anyway, squeeze it to pull it off, and then you squeeze it to put it back on. Okay, you'll hear that sound. All right, taking pictures. Want to make sure it's on. Right now we're going to just work with the simple settings. That's the autofocus to the nighttime setting. We're not going to work with the M to the P, the manual to the aperture priority and shutter priority and the program priority. We're not going to work with those right now. You're going to start with the auto, okay, A. So let's take a look at this. As soon as you turn your buttons, it should automatically tell you what it is. If you don't see it, you can press the display button. The display button will tell you exactly what the setting does. So it's autofocus, brightness, flash, color tone, set according to the scene. This number down here tells you how many photos you have left on the SD card. And this tells you the setting of how big your pictures are. And this is the large setting, so we're going to keep it like that. And then this is the battery. It's fully charged, okay? Then when you move it to a different setting, like this next one here, is no flash, okay? So again, you can't see it on the back. Press display, and it'll tell you what it is. Sometimes the autofocus, the auto setting, will put the flash on. This one will definitely make sure the flash is off, and it does the actual setting for that. The Creative CA is the Creative Auto, and that also you can do different settings for it, and we'll experiment with that later. And after that, you have the Portrait, which is pretty obvious. It's a head, right? Then I turn it to the landscape setting. Then I have the action shots. The action shots. Oh, I just put on portrait setting. All right, portrait setting. That would be the close-ups, not the portraits. Then we have the sport setting for action shots. I skipped over the close-ups. And we have a food setting, which helps you with the coloring for close-ups of food. And then we have the nighttime shot, which takes you to, takes better photos at night with the lighting of the scene without using the flash. So let's go back to the auto setting here, okay? To take the picture, you can either look through the eyepiece here, or you can look through the screen, okay? So to look through the screen, I'm gonna take the lens cap off right now, and I'm gonna put a little subject here, this cute little Flash Gordon Funko Pop. So you can either look through the eyepiece, or you can look through the back. To get to the back, you press that little camera there, and then you'll be able to see it. So I'm gonna try to take a picture. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. I'm gonna try to take a picture while videotaping. So the way that you take a picture is, this is the shutter release. You have to press it halfway, and you're gonna hear it focus. See, because that's on the auto setting, it's putting on the flash. I'm not sure if I'm gonna really like that, but you see how the green is lit up, which means that it's in focus. And it's a little overexposed as far as I'm concerned. So to close the focus, to close the flash, you just press it down. I'm gonna do the non-flash setting because that's pretty funny. The non-flash for flash. I'm gonna hold it till it's green. I'm holding it halfway. Then I take a deep breath in and I take the photo. So in order to see the photo that we just took, you press the play button, okay? So to zoom into this photo, I want to see if it's in focus. You have like the zoom in buttons over here, okay? So you can zoom in. And it's hard for you to tell with this lighting, but it actually is in focus. These 4 buttons here, you can move the ISO, the WB, AF, and the continuous motion button all the way and left. They work almost like arrows. So you can move it around. You can zoom in and then move in to make sure it's in focus. And actually the focus is really sharp. It's a little bit hard to tell, but you zoom in and then you move around to see about the exposure and the focus, because you want good lighting, good focus, good framing. So I'm going to zoom back out. Now, once you get to your image, you can actually see a few images at a time. You could press the zoom out button, and you can actually look at the last few pictures that you took. So you could zoom out again to get in even more of a grid. I took some pictures beforehand. Then you press the zoom in to see what you just did. And you use these left-right buttons, these left-right on the opposite side of set, to scroll through what you just did. Like, you see that last photo here? It's overexposed. It's in focus, but it's too bright. So what if I want to delete it? I press this little garbage can here. Press garbage, move it to the right to erase, and then you press set. You're going to get to know these buttons very well. This was another photo that I took a flash before. Let me zoom in and see if it's good. And actually, this one was better even than the one I did on this. So I'm going to keep it. I'm zooming out. And again, you can zoom out 2 times to see previous photos that you took. Before I did this video, I was like kind of like trying to play around with this pumpkin here. So you zoom in to see the focus, and that one came out really well. And you zoom out. Okay, so basically to shut off the display, you just click off the display, and you can see the histogram here. This shows you the film speed, which is the ISO, and the colors, and it breaks it up, which is pretty amazing. And to go into, if you want to just take pictures from the eyepiece, you click off that setting, and you can take the picture through there. Once you're done, you click the off button. When you're done and you want to upload your photos, you have to make sure your camera is off. You have to make sure that your lens cap is always on when you're not using it. And then you can go back, and I'll just do it this way, and flip open the battery card and memory card opening, and then we put this into the memory card reader, but we'll do that later. Okay.